On a spring afternoon in April, you can tell summer is on its way. Looking around campus, you can see a group of college students playing ultimate frisbee, a pile of girls laying out on blankets, suntan lotion by their sides, showing a little more skin than needed. But the most excitement isn't coming from them. It's coming from the dirt. It's coming from the Elizabeth and Irving Jensen softball complex, to be exact. Lining the fence are dozens of students, parents, alumni, and fans. Up in the stands, there isn't an empty seat to be found. Out on the field, 41 student athletes are warming up, getting ready to play on this warm spring day. Softball is a sport that is easy to watch. Even if you don't understand the rules of the game, you can still come out and enjoy the excitement out on the field. As the Morningside Mustang team is warming up, I had the chance to talk to one of their catchers, sophomore Cassie Hazlett. Cassie is majoring in biopsychology here at Morningside College and has been playing softball since she was 10. Growing up in Bellevue, Nebraska, you could always find her outside in the summer with a ball and bat in her hands. She quickly moved up through the ranks of co-ed baseball to slow pitch and then fast pitch softball.
My parents made me try out for this fast pitch league that was new to the area, so I went, and tryouts were probably the worst thing that ever happened to me in my entire life because I had never thrown a ball as far as they had, done half the things that they had done, and the ball was going 40 miles an hour. I was used to a ball coming maybe 5 at the most.
Despite heading into those tryouts without any fast pitch experience, Cassie did not let that discourage her. She tried her best and made it onto a team. She played all throughout middle school, and when she made it to high school, she was a varsity athlete.
Junior year and senior year, I was the starting varsity catcher, and my junior year was awesome because I beat out our one catcher who is right now playing at a Division I school, so that felt good. And my senior year was most likely, to me, my best year. I batted .627, and I had 2 pass balls the whole season, and I hold 3 or 4 records at my old high school.
After graduating high school, Cassie knew she wanted to continue her softball career at the collegiate level. But that wasn't what she looked for when she picked Morningside.
Most people look at the sports programs typically. I look at my major and all that stuff before I decided to come to Morningside. And I was glad that they had the major I had. And then I looked at softball, and Morningside, when I first came here, had 3 GPAC championships back to back to back. And they have an amazing program, and the coach is super nice and everything, but can be tough when she wants to be. I looked at all those components of having a great record, a great coach that this year got her 500th win. So having all that was a good reason that I chose to come to this school.
Cassie doesn't get to see a lot of varsity playing time quite yet, but in her junior varsity career as a Mustang, she has had quite the ride. Her best memory came just the other day when her team played right here at home.
My best memory has to be hitting my first collegiate home run this past Thursday. That was probably the best feeling in the world. Plus, I ended up hitting it straight into the middle of the scoreboard, which my coach gets so upset when we hit it, so made it even better.
Cassie's first collegiate home run stemmed from the warm-up she did with her team before the game even started. Cassie believes warming up and getting your energy level up before each and every game is key to playing to your highest potential. A typical Morningside pregame consists of stretching, hitting, and even a pep talk from the coach.
Pregame, we always start off with BP, which is batting practice, and just warming up and getting into our groove, and then coach usually puts us into a huddle. And we always sit there, and she goes over what the other team's like, and talks to us about bat speed, and talks to us about players that they have on their team. Northwestern has this Asian girl who's super fast, so we have to watch her on the bases. Just strategic stuff like that.
But the best part of pregame, she says, is when the coach leaves the huddle.
We have a very interesting pregame huddle when the coach leaves. We won't do this around the coach because she'd probably get really upset. We sit there, we all get into our circle, we stick out our middle finger, and each one of us goes around the huddle going,
well, you can probably guess what they say next. After the team does their pregame chant, their focus is turned to the game ahead. Cassie's collegiate career is really just getting started, and she will no doubt be the starting varsity catcher very soon. But right now, she is still riding high on the excitement of her first collegiate home run earlier last week. For KMSC Sports, this is Katie Copple.